Alright everyone, time for another pitch for alt tech here, just a general video. I don't actually think that I've made a general video about alt tech in quite some time. Individual videos like, oh, here's why you should get on BitChute, or here's my pitch for library or something, but I never, I think, wrap them up into one video. And it's 7 different sites here, actually, that I'm listing. Links in the description to all of them. You should be on all of them, at least all of them that apply to your kind of content creation or interaction. Because, like, there's a difference between a site that hosts videos, a site which is for fundraising, a site which is more social media or notification style stuff. Like, they all have basically an adaptive purpose. They're based on mainline tech, but they're an improved version of it, is what I would say generally. The first is Subscribestar, and I use this now preferentially compared to Patreon because it has greater site functionality overall. Think of Patreon if Patreon allowed one-time tips. A Patreon that doesn't kick people off for ideological reasons. Kind of works for me. You see, the problem is with mainline tech sites, it's not that I don't enjoy using them and that they're not functional, it's that they've randomly cut people loose for little or no provocation before, and therefore you don't feel secure necessarily just putting all your eggs in that basket. Alt tech, meanwhile, doesn't have that problem. And the second would be BitChute. I'm the biggest uploader there. I've got over 94,000 subscribers. I'm hoping to become the first person to hit 100,000. There will be apparently like little silver awards, the same as like the YouTube play button. And so I can't wait to have something else to hang on my wall. Whether I'm the first person to get there or not remains to be seen. It'd be funny if PewDiePie said, ah, this could be great, and then makes a channel there and gets 1 million subscribers in a day. Then they'd have to invent the gold awards too. And I would welcome that actually if it were to happen, by the way. If some major creator with like 10 million fans piles onto an alt tech site and completely blasts everyone else out of the water, it's not a bad thing. It makes the site grow and more functional, and you're still big on it, then it benefits all of those people. The third would be Brighteon. This is an up-and-coming video hosting site as well. Now, there is one thing about it, which is that it's tier-based. And so it's really, I think, more for people that have larger audiences to begin with to promulgate content there. But there's a whole laundry list of different large uploaders there as well, and some of them basically are exclusive to Brighteon. There are some people that chose one video hosting site alternative, like just BitChute, Library, or Brighteon, and they're only using those ones, as opposed to doing what I do, which is I'm on all of them and support them all as well. Fourth would be Library. And Library is completely decentralized for the most part. It's very much crypto-tied. It's been around for a while. It's got quite a bit of material on it also. And again, I like the fact that with these sites I can actually communicate with the people that are running them. That's something you don't get with mainline tech. Half the time with mainline tech, you don't even get a response now. Like, because of the coronavirus bullshit, even though the people that were already working from home to begin with can't do their work as effectively because they have to stay home. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but that's the way like Twitter and YouTube at this point are. So Library would be another one. Also Minds, run by Bill Ottman. Minds is kind of like, if I had to class it, I'd say it's a fusion of Facebook and WordPress, really, in its style. And if you smash those together, you get Minds. And of course, again, it is free speech tech. And Ottman has conscientiously avoided the term alt tech for his site. But really, as a broad umbrella term, it does apply as well to Minds. It also has a video uploading function now, too, that I'll be tinkering around with. I already put all the occult lit videos there as well. Then there's Gab and Parler. And these two serve basically the same function. It's basically 2 variants on the same theme. Parler has a little bit more restrictions on certain types of content, and Gab on certain others. Like, Gab has gone more of the tradcon route, like more like, you know, not allowed to have any obscene material there. On Parler, there are some restrictions on certain types of political speech, and so in my opinion, neither of these is a perfect replacement for Twitter, but they are both functional, and I use them both interchangeably. For the most part, as far as independent posting on some of these sites, it's Andy 6 shitlog memes. I do that on Twitter too. It's fun. It's a pastime for me. But you should definitely check all of these sites out. Any that you're not already on, you should at least consider using. And following yours truly on as well, because it's you get the best content. And again, the main reason isn't because I have some existential fear about tomorrow waking up and finding that I've been nuked off of Twitter and YouTube. I don't worry about that, because I don't break the TOS at all. But when I see that more and more of the creators that I like to watch have been nuked off these platforms because the TOS keeps changing, and when I think that tomorrow YouTube could start banning people from excessive swearing and just completely wipe me off the face of the earth, and that in the future there might be problems, and when I look at algorithmic throttling and I see that people aren't getting my videos, they're not seeing the tweets that I make, they don't get the Facebook posts, they got banned off Patreon because they said something 2 years ago that is against their TOS, which, by the way, even talks about off-site behavior. When I look at other people's suffering, and when I look at being throttled, which I guarantee on multiple platforms at this point I am, I don't feel comfortable in just using them. I want to use alt tech. And being able to actually communicate with the people that are developing these sites, knowing that they're getting more stable and much larger over time at a rapid pace, it is the place to be, so to speak. There's literally no reason for any legitimate creator. If you have an audience in the 4-figure totals or more, you have no reason not to be using at least a couple alt tech sites. It doesn't take much time out of the day. Ultimately, it's pretty easy to use. It's not, the learning curve is not that high, with the exception of certain aspects of library, which is something that I would maybe tacitly complain about slightly. But other than that, really all the sites are fully functional. And there's a lot of exclusive stuff. You're not going to find it on YouTube or Twitter or any of these others. It's not on Facebook. Hell, half the businesses now, they don't even bother to have a Facebook page. What's the fucking point? You make a page for searchability on a dying platform, and then you leave it alone for the rest of time. I've thought about canceling my account there altogether because the group there, it's like, well, it's tertiary at this point. I've got more people following me on sites that are less than 1% the size. At some point, maybe I'll have to cut it loose, put it out of its misery like a lame horse. That's about all. Peace out.